my heart to you. Freedom becoming true. Nobody else like you. Do what you promised to. And I'm so grateful for your love. And all my eyes have seen the wonders of your mystery received. I've tasted what it means. Now nothing else is good enough for me. You're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I need. You're all I need. Oh, I need you. Yeah, I need you. Oh, I need you now. Now I owe it all to you, giving my heart to you. Freedom becoming true. Nobody else like you. Do what you promised to, and I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for your love. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I need you in my life.
Good evening, and welcome everyone to the Young Lion podcast. You are watching Young Lion TV here in the Lion's Den. On a Tuesday evening, we go live and we have conversations about what's been going on through the week. Just talking about, hot topics, news stuff, politics, all that good stuff. So you're here, you're with us. We're going to get some things together and we're going to get the ball rolling. Let's hit the intro. You're watching Young Lion TV.
Young lion, everywhere I look, they dying. Everywhere I look, they dying. Young lion, everywhere I look, they dying. Everywhere I look, they dying. Young lion, won't you get up and start fighting? Everywhere I look, they're hiding. Young lion.
That's right. That sound, that intro means you are here watching Young Lion TV live with us in the Lion's Den. And we appreciate everybody who's joining us right now. We see you guys popping into the chat. Make sure you hit the like button and share this video with your friends so that we can get the algorithm juiced up a little bit, because they don't really like us too much, as we've found over the years. We got throttled so many times when we were gaining momentum because of the topics that we talk about, but it's all good. We know that there's a purpose for it. And, we like being able to talk about things that can change culture, change minds, break spells, all of that stuff. And we've been doing that for, since the beginning, since we started this podcast. Again, we're just a group of brothers and friends that get together and talk. We used to do it all the time. We just have conversations, deep conversations. And we're like, we never see people having these type of conversations. So now that we do it live on the podcast, it's a way to just show that to the world, show how we can talk about serious things and we can debate things and we can stretch each other, challenge each other on topics, and change the culture in our lives, change our community, grow a community, which is what the Young Lions are. That's our community, our family. So we appreciate all of the supporters. If you want to become a part of it, if you want to join us, head on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/Young Lion TV. Link is in the description and on all of our pages. And you can join us over there, become a member, sign up. Also, if you want to just help out and donate to the cause so we can keep this thing going every week, and you can support what you love, support what you think is needed in the world. It's on Cash App, just $Young Lion TV. But other than that, yeah, man, we appreciate everybody for being here. Like I said, mention a show that we got coming up that we want to everybody to come out to. We got a lot of people that are want to come see us live. We're doing a show at the City Winery in Philadelphia on November 1st. So get your tickets now because we're doing the loft area and those tickets tend to go fast. So make sure you get those tickets so you can come to a live show where we do all of our original music and you get together with everybody. We chop it up, have some conversation, and play some songs. So we hope to see you all there as well. But yeah, I got with me in the building this evening my main man, who always seem to wear the same clothes. We did some songs at a church on Sunday, and I was picking a shirt out of my closet, and I'm like, do I want to wear this shirt? And I'm thinking like Simone might wear it, and
because you guys have
because we bought
shirt.
the same shirt, not knowing, because it was from what, Marshalls, I think. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, one of them stores, you know.
I think it was
Marshalls. But it's a nice little button-up shirt.
Yeah.
And I know you have one. I have the same shirt.
Why do you know I have one?
Because we wear them
We wore it at the gathering
we
place.
did. We both showed up with the same, and then you ended up just putting on a merch t-shirt.
Merch t-shirt for the show.
Right. So this was about to be another instance where we both pulled it out, and then at the last second, I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna wear it." I switched to a different shirt, and I pull up.
Same.
Yeah, it's the same style shirt, but I pull up into the parking lot, and I'm looking at Mo, and I'm like, he's really wearing the shirt. I'm glad I didn't wear it. But anyway, today we're matching again. We're rocking the Jatan Back to Life T-shirt, available in our merch store. If you guys want to rock that, that's got 3-year-old Jakey on that T-shirt.
3-year-old Jakey. I think he was 3.
Wasn't he 3 in that? You don't remember?
I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, it's one of our coolest album covers.
When did we come out with that?
2015.
So he was 2 years old.
2 years old?
years
okay.
old.
Yeah.
He was born in 2013. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So 2 years old.
I love this.
The concept is dope.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to get that, it's in our merch store. But anyway, the man rocking the shirt is the coolest Asian in the podcast world. I will fight you over that. He's Mr. Simone Chang in the building, in the den, the Lion's Den. Every Tuesday, we never start on time, but we try. And then we got my brother coming straight from soccer practice. Had to get changed in the bathroom from his soccer gear. He is my big brother, but he's everybody's big brother, Mr. Jacob Evans.
Is that what you did?
Yeah. And then holding it down, producing, switching cameras, not looking at the chat tonight. She is our mother. We love her. She is the best podcast boomer, Miss Angeli Lopez. And then I'm over here, I can't get away from it, bro. Like, somebody came up to me the other day and was like, "Yo, I know you from somewhere," and I'm like, "Nah, man, you don't know me, bro. I just look like somebody you think you know," and I get it everywhere I go. Anybody who's light skinned or racially ambiguous with a beard, I look like them. I know. I understand it. And I am the one trying to hold down the clips and hold down the navigation through these podcast waters because we are streaming. Live. And my name is Jamie Evans. Yeah. Streaming live. But again, man, appreciate everybody for checking in. Make sure if you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, X, Twitch, whatever you're watching on, make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're sharing this. Make sure you're letting people know that this conversation is happening and join in. Feel free to jump into the chat. We check all the chats to see if people are chiming in and having their opinion, what they want to. And also, we got to start bringing people in on let callers come in. Why am I not hearing you?
Check.
There you go. Yeah. We gotta bring some people in via Skype or whatever. But yeah. You said a lot going on. What's been going on? Soccer stuff?
Yeah, stuff y'all don't Oh, nobody cares about.
Okay,
you know,
nothing needs to get
just
into
a
on
lot
here.
of a lot of pointless.
He told us some of it.
Yeah, some grown men don't
That's
know
the-
how to be.
That's the
Acting like
well, we could talk
kids.
about this when it comes to sports,
Yeah,
right? Because this is one of the biggest problems with putting your kids in sports is the adults
yeah,
and the mentality of
parents.
the parents and like the mentality, even like coaches,
Mm-hmm.
the organization of it all, and egos, pride, all of these things come into play, and it affects the kids. The real purpose is to build these kids up and get them to a place where they're learning something from this. You know, like you need to be the Mr. Miyagi, right?
Yeah.
And not the who's the Cobra Kai dude? Who's the Cobra
Jake.
Kai? No, the sensei.
Sensei.
Yeah.
Lawrence. Well,
Yeah, no, that's Johnny Lawrence was
Johnny
the
Lawrence.
was the fighter. Who was
Yeah.
the sensei's name? I forget. But yeah, you need to be the Miyagi, right? And not the whoever that
The
guy.
other guy.
Yeah, the other guy. The typical '80s villain. But yeah,
Win at any cost.
win at any cost.
No
like,
honor. No
yeah,
really.
teaching the kids bad habits.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all of that stuff. Like there's a lot of a
Yeah.
lot of messages
Not-
in Karate Kid.
not looking at the whole picture, looking at the right now.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people do.
And I think that's one of the biggest problems with, we've talked about this, with the soccer, like just culture in America.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talked about the differences between,
Yeah, it's really bad.
how they do it here and how they do it in other countries.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even other sports could take away like how they do the soccer culture in other countries, especially in Europe and stuff, where it's like if you are coaching kids and you have an incentive to be a part of their building them up into, you know, a great player, you benefit from that throughout their career.
Yeah.
That changes the incentive structure.
Mm-hmm.
When the incentive is just to look good so that people can continue to pay high prices for their kids to be on these teams, it changes your motivation. It
Yeah.
changes your strategy, you know what I mean, on
Yeah.
how you deal with the team.
Yeah. And that's why, man, people need to get involved, especially like Christians.
Yeah.
Like who said, you can help anywhere. You can step outside of your comfort zone and help and get yourself in uncomfortable positions that eventually will become a little more comfortable for you.
Right.
But nothing's easy, Like I'm saying, it's pretty messed up, but somebody's got to go in. Like, you're just gonna say that and not deal with it.
And not enter in and try to change it. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's not easy.
It seems like that's like our struggle with everything, right? That's been our thing with the music business, like
Yeah.
with the music culture,
Mm-hmm.
with just cultural family culture, just doing this podcast, even like the idea of what it would be and going against the mainstream mindset of everything.
Yeah.
That's been our struggle. Like, how do we get in there and try to affect it in some
Yeah.
way?
With integrity, right?
Yeah.
Not with like
Yeah.
chasing after what's gonna get clicks.
Yes.
And views.
Yes.
you know.
Right.
Clicks equals good.
Yeah.
Like that's what,
Trying to go viral.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Papa Jeff. He said, you can find me hanging with the young lions tonight. And then he corrected it to lions. We appreciate you for joining us, Pop. Your OG, young King level, Lion King level Patreon supporter. We appreciate you. Your
Mufasa
support.
level.
That's Mufasa level for real. His support helps us every single week. But yeah, I think they need to change that. I was actually talking to Dave about because he has his daughter in tennis, and she's starting to like really pick up a knack for it, and she has like the mindset, and even like her size for her age, like she really can excel.
Yeah.
But he's been struggling to find coaches because like it's a
expensive.
it's a very expensive and very
Yeah.
political system,
Yeah.
and like these coaches they they're all a part of a club kind of, and
Yeah.
like if you're not in their circle, they don't want to
Mm-hmm.
help you. So
Yeah.
they'll take your money to coach your kid, but they won't.
They're not really doing.
They're not.
Gonna,
They're not gonna really invest in trying to get them to be great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And that's what you see with so many things. Like
Yeah.
people, they'll take your money, and they'll give you the bare minimum. But
Yeah.
they don't care about the kids,
Yeah.
and that's what's sad. Like,
You see that with the soccer? We were just talking about that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Why U.S. soccer is not where, like, competing. I don't know how they are now. It seems like they're getting a little better, but
they're not competing.
just like the farm system, like,
Yeah.
you have to. I was just telling Jake about how, when Noah was playing EDP, he would go into tournaments with these union teams, and one of the dads was actually on our team. He played the year before, and he played like 3 years before,
Hmm.
and he was telling me about how all they did was trophy chase. Pretty much, you paid $3,500 for your kid to be on this team. They go into these tournaments and place them in a bracket where they know that they're gonna
win.
annihilate
Yeah.
these.
So that
Other
they can get their
teams.
rankings up.
They get
Yeah.
their rankings up, and then they just got tired of it. He was like, all that is was just, I got tired of getting, the tournament trophies.
But then you feel like if you're one of those parents that all you care about is ego and pride, you get all these trophies to show off. Look at
Yeah.
all the trophies my kid
Yeah.
won.
Yeah, and you're taking pictures of
Yeah.
them with their medals, and
Hmm.
they look like they're doing something on Instagram.
Yeah.
Until they grow up and
Right.
like, oh, I thought he was great at soccer, and oh yeah, he's not playing anymore because it's not going to take you anywhere.
Right.
But the real thing is like, you can develop kids, like kids that could actually be good if you just know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you don't have to chase all that stuff.
Hmm.
But also, it's not just about like developing them, like skill wise and technical wise. It's even about developing them, like
Character.
maturity
Yeah.
wise,
Yeah.
and just helping them with life.
Yeah.
And all those things matter. Like just getting kids to run. And I think I was telling you guys about this, like how sometimes I got moms that are like too close, and I
Yeah.
got to tell them like, no, they're okay,
Yeah.
and the kids know that the moms are gonna, if they whine or they act like they're tired or
The mom's gonna
they
step
breathe
in.
a little
Yeah.
harder, the mom's gonna, and I'm like, no, you gotta let them go, let them.
Snowplow.
Yeah, that's what you deal with.
I remember that when I was coaching.
Yeah.
'Cause,
Yeah.
I coached Noah's team when he was like little.
Mm-hmm.
One mom, I was doing, I think it was rondos. It was like easy, bro.
Yeah,
But I had them doing it in the beginning of practice for at least like 20 minutes or so.
yeah,
That mic
And-
cable is weird.
Yeah, her son was a little out of shape. She ran onto the practice field to give him water. I'm like,
yeah,
he's good.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
yeah.
He
Yeah.
needs to wait till we get a water break like everybody else.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yep. And yeah, it's learning that discipline, like, and the kids, they don't know at first. They're not used to it, but that's what I love. I love seeing these kids develop in that way where they're growing mentally. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I was saying. It's the Mr. Miyagi
right.
versus the Cobra Kai, because his whole thing was, yeah, I'll teach you, Miyagi Do karate, but I'm going to teach you about life.
Yeah.
Because Daniel was a very, headstrong, rebellious kid who was angry at at everybody. He was mad because he moved to a new town. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he didn't know how to handle all of that. And
Yeah.
through karate, through Miyagi, he learned how to deal with all of his emotions, and
Right. Yeah.
and that's what coaching is supposed to be about.
Yeah. It's coaching, training. It's supposed to be about teaching. It's really about getting the kids to trust you.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like if you get them to trust you and you really don't care about them, well, then you just manipulated them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of these these coaches just want their kids, those kids, like certain kids on the team, to make them look good
Yeah.
or make the club look good.
That's Cobra Kai.
Exactly.
Literally Cobra Kai. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's when you can teach a kid that no, there's someone that's gonna care about you that you can trust that actually wants to see you do better. That changes their life perspective because
Exactly.
now they understand that there's mentors. They understand what that really is.
Right. And they're gonna look back later on that person
Yeah.
and be like, man, he really cared about me.
Yep.
Like, and that's gonna stick with them.
And then they will want to be that for somebody else.
Yeah.
You know, I remember our first coach that we had like that. We still talk
Yeah.
about him to this day.
Yeah. Yep.
And he changed our whole perspective on
Yeah.
not only just soccer but just life in general and coaching. Shout out to Emma. Speaking of soccer, Emma's on the chat right now. He said, "Greetings, guys." He said he hasn't been able to like watch the full podcast anymore because of his job, but he's like definitely wants to get back into watching it. But and he said he's coming to the show in November.
Nice.
Yeah, but there. Think about it. You're talking about like you don't know how American soccer is now. There is no sport that America does not dominate in, besides maybe cricket, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then so there's no
Rugby.
cricket and rugby. I feel like because
I
like,
mean, there are some like handball. You know, like
Well,
there's like little ones.
I mean major sport.
That's a sport, man. People.
Isn't it like Indians really? Who's really good at handball? There's like some sect of the world that's like dominates at
Wait,
handball.
what
for some
exactly is handball?
It's kind of like soccer in a way, but like I would say like futsal, but with your hands.
reason. Yeah,
Throw the ball, catch it. You're trying to throw the ball in a small goal. and
yeah.
You
Why have I
got,
not?
you got goalies.
I've never seen it.
Anyway, there's really no like major sports that the U.S. hasn't found a way to find the talent for and to actually, if they don't dominate, compete really well at. Soccer is just one of them sports that like they can't figure it out, and you know it has to be because the system is broken.
Yeah. Well, again, like
It's all about money.
it is about money, and how are they paying it? It's through the system. The way it's set up is, it's about the parents. So you have to manipulate the parents to give you the money.
Yeah.
Right. That's how they sell it.
Right.
And a lot of times you're paying, like Moan said, $3,500. Like I've been to
That is
I've been to
crazy,
some of
man.
those places, and I'm like, you
Yeah.
want me to pay $3,500 and I can teach him this stuff
Right.
and better, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make any sense.
Well,
But
sir.
people who don't know, when you get a bunch of,
Your kids are not competing against the best, sir.
Yeah.
and that's the thing, that's another thing, like
Yeah.
they tell you that they're competing against better kids, but
They're really
it's
not.
not always the case.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that sometimes you are, but
Yeah.
it's not always the case. And again, then you're trying to play against bad kids so you can just get the team rank up.
Yeah.
I
Bro, to
remember.
me,
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
to me, it's so obvious why. I talked about this so many times. To me, it's so obvious, right? It's obvious because, I've been in it. And in order for my son to get good training, you need to spend at least $1,500, right? Sometimes more. That's for the year.
Yeah.
And you have to pay for uniforms. So who does that weed out? Who can't?
That weeds out all the people in the hood, all of the really athletic black kids. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of the immigrants.
Yeah, a lot of
that-
the
Yeah.
ones
of
that come from
Hispanic
soccer
immigrant.
countries and live here now.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. That's
Yeah.
you're eliminating those from the jump.
And you're
You know,
making it a rich man sport.
It
which-
is a rich man's sport,
And
or
they're not the best athletes.
or a father that's trying to keep his son, his life, the way it was. You know
Right,
what I mean? I was
right.
struggling trying to pay that tuition.
Yeah.
But when they said they're merging with, I'm not going to mention the elite,
Yeah.
South Jersey club, more than doubled that per year. I was like, nope,
Yeah, that's insane.
that's insane. Nobody can afford that.
Yeah, I remember when we were younger and the travel teams approached mom to get us. First of all, there's no way she could have did that back then because it's a lot of traveling and she had to work. But I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have been able to afford it anyway, Mom. Like those prices. How much was did you have to pay for us to play rec soccer back then?
$40.
I don't even remember.
I
don't
remember
remember?
it was
Yeah,
$40.
$40.
You know why? Because I remember you going to that building.
Yeah.
I
right
remember.
off of
I remember the
73,
building.
And I
Yeah.
remember you
Yeah.
paying $40 for us to play.
Wow, that was cheap back then. Look at now. How much is it now?
Rec soccer was probably 70, 75.
Yeah, it's about that now.
Yeah.
I think a little more
Oh,
now.
okay.
Which isn't bad.
No.
But, you're just playing.
But another thing is rec soccer back in the day when we played was way better. Like you can, to be honest with you, like rec soccer is a lot of travel soccer nowadays on the same level.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because if soccer today is not good.
Mm.
It's like the parents don't know anything, like that are coaching. I'm saying.
Oh,
Because
okay.
they're all, they were me. YouTubing,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Not,
try learning.
back in our day, they didn't have YouTube, so you had to know soccer to be a coach.
Yeah.
Right, but-
even the rec.
Yeah.
So like a lot of these kids, they're not getting proper
Proper training.
Yeah.
whatsoever, and it's not even worth it. Like
I mean, I would
if you
say
want your kid to grow and learn,
Yeah.
like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
to play, but it's good to have them do stuff.
Yeah,
and
if you
be
want them to just
active.
get out and
Yeah.
but when we were playing rec soccer, meant a totally different thing
Yeah.
than now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they can get it together and
I don't,
U.S. can compete.
I don't know.
I know. All right. So speaking of the U.S., let's let's give a little update to the situation in D.C. as they've been cleaning up the city. Have you guys been paying attention to any of
No,
this?
but
Not really.
I seen your title, so I'm interested in what's going on.
I don't know what's going on.
Well, we'll start with a couple videos real quick. This is someone just making a note of the difference. Oh, I forgot to hook up the audio again. Grab me that cable down there.
Strangely empty, right?
Yeah, that's what the guy said walking by. Okay.
Where are they putting them?
Right, it is. Strangely empty.
Apparently, like, this area is usually full of homeless people and like a bunch of people just walking around the streets causing mischief. Let's play this next clip. Someone breaking down what's going on there.
Do you not understand that this is what the residents want? I'm not talking about the bougie upper echelons, bougie blacks. I'm talking about the everyday grandmas that have to deal with these homeless people peeing and pooping on their steps, and then they have to clean it up. They don't feel safe when they walk into their neighborhood. The gangs and the dope boys are just standing around the corner. Do you not understand this is what they want? I remember working with a community leader and somebody had just gotten shot. This is like 5 years ago. And I remember her praying and she said, Crystal, we're gonna have to invoke the National Guard. And that was so foreign to me. Now I understand the shit. These people are helpless. And I'm not talking about the bougie black people that live in their gated communities with their new bills. I'm talking about the everyday grandmothers. And I'm so glad that President Trump cares about them.
Yeah.
Well,
Because when you hear the Joy Reids and all of these people on MSNBC, did you see that they got a whole rebrand now? They dropped MSNBC. Now they're MS Now.
oh really?
MS Now. And people are already trolling them saying it's stands for no one's watching. But yeah, but when you see these people, these pundits go on there and they want to trash all of this and they want to talk about crime has gone down and this is its lowest rate in 30 years. None of those people want to live in these communities.
Nope.
None of those people want to walk around in these streets. You know what I mean? They don't want to leave their cars there. They live in these gated communities. They live around a bunch of white people.
We've seen it all numerous times. Famous basketball player talking about, we want immigrants until they brought immigrants
Yep.
right next door. And he was like, I didn't pay all this money to have all these. I'm like, what?
Right.
Or the dude that was burning it all down until
they got into his
until they got
neighborhood.
into his neighborhood.
Yep.
You guys don't live in reality.
Yeah. It's easy to say that. That's why they started shipping immigrants to Martha's Vineyard and all these other places because New York, for example, Eric Adams
He
was
asked
saying,
for it.
Bring them here, because they thought it would never happen. And then as soon as it happens, wait a minute. We can't deal with this.
Can't afford this.
Yeah,
But you asked for it, bro.
Them white liberals at Martha's Vineyard were like, and those are the most wokey, like Trump is the worst.
Wasn't it only like 25 or 50?
50 people they sent there, and they were like, we can't sustain this. Send them back. Yeah, but I remember when they they had to. We were talking about how they had to do the same thing with Camden, right? Who were we talking to about that? I forget.
We're talking on the podcast.
Were we talking on here about that? I don't know. We were talking about that with so many people. But Mom, I know for a fact that like where your aunt lives and everything, it used to be like that there too, where it was like there was dope boys on every corner, and I know that she didn't want it to be like that.
No.
She was one of the.
She's been there for 50 years. She said it wasn't never like that. And then all of a sudden, people are dying on her steps. Getting shot right on her step. So that's like scary.
Yeah, that's scary. Right on your doorstep. It could be anyone. It could be her or any one of her children or grandchildren.
But look at my aunt. She goes out there and she prays for the guy that got shot in front of her step. And the guy lived. He thought he was going to die.
Wow.
And he lived. And he came back to her and said, "Thank you for praying for me."
Wow.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I mean, when you get to the point where it's that crime ridden, like,
But it's not like that anymore.
that's what I'm saying. But why? Why they had to come in and they had to clean up all of that. Like, and if you want to try to lie to people that have to live that every day and tell them like there's no crime,
Yeah.
But I believe prayer too, because remember we were praying.
Oh, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. That's what led to it because. How would they end up federalizing Camden? It was because we were praying through the city a lot, right? And then all of a sudden they started uncovering all this corruption in City Hall. They started firing all these people. All these people got fired. They were investigated. Then they had to change the whole police department, the school system, everything.
Remember
And
we were praying around City Hall 7 times?
Yeah.
It was?
yeah,
Was
I
it
remember.
City Hall?
Yeah, it was City Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that happened afterwards. The corruption came up after
Mm-hmm.
that.
So yeah,
So New York right now.
Huh?
I don't know why you just sounded so New York
I did.
when you talked.
I
Just there.
sound.
Didn't you sound?
I didn't. I'm so
I-
used to Mom talking.
It
and
sounded so New York.
I think she sounds New York sometimes when she says something.
Yeah, but
New
I don't know.
Yorican.
you don't always sound like
Rockin'.
New York, New York.
Rockin'.
Yeah. All right, let's watch another video. I'm just gonna run through some of these of people that you wouldn't expect being happy about this.
I don't understand it, and I don't think I ever will. Why the fuck is people that's not from the city saying DC's not that bad? Why is a nigga from Denver, Colorado saying DC's not that bad, and Trump is just trying to be a dictator? Gang, DC is fucking like Gotham City, bruh. Like, y'all do not know. Y'all out of towners, mo. Mind y'all fucking business, bruh. 4 infants got killed in a month. This shoot is every day. Carjacking is every day. The city is fucking wild right now, bruh. And it might say it's the lowest it's ever been. That's because these niggas is not getting caught. There's so much shit going on. Y'all don't even know, bruh. I'm really recovering from getting shot in DC, gang. So for y'all out of towners to be like DC's not that bad and this shit don't need to be done, y'all don't know shit, bro. Like for real, y'all don't know shit, bro. What Donald Trump is doing right now, getting the homeless off the street and putting all these law enforcement people in throughout DC, that shit needs to be done good. I'm tired of fucking Gotham City, gang. I'm tired of that shit, bro. I'm trying to go to U Street and not have to worry about running from fucking bullets, bro. I'm sick of that shit, gang.
A lot of language there, but you get the point. Like a man on the streets who's been shot, talking about 4 infants in 1 month being killed, you know, and just the environment that they were dealing with out there, you know. And again, you know, that's the culture that we talked about.
The classical music
I know. Why was the classical music playing?
didn't go with the word gang.
No. Gang over and over again.
All right, I got another one for y'all. We're just gonna stay on this topic.
So now y'all mad at Trump for cleaning up D.C., cleaning up the nation's capital. And I think it's crazy, especially if you a DMV native. When we go out and do things, we typically go to D.C. We all have seen some BS in D.C. I've lost friends to gun violence in D.C. I've been out partying and heard gunshots in D.C. Then you go somewhere like the Wharf to the Felipe Chow and people getting robbed at Felipe Chow. And I can continue, but I ain't really trying to go there today. But it ain't safe, and you can't even really enjoy yourself, man. Oh, one more. They said the Capital One Arena is the most dangerous arena in the country. And if you've been down there in Gallery Place, you already know. So knowing that these things affect us and affect our safety, especially y'all with kids, how can you get mad at that? Like, I promise y'all, and listen, I'm in the middle. I don't rock with either party. But if Biden or Kamala was doing this, y'all would be happy.
That's
Real
the truth.
talk. Like, I know the little young YNs is out of control, man. And y'all sick of them too. But again, y'all just like to be outraged about anything.
Yeah.
Anything about Trump?
Anything Trump does, that's what they like to be outraged about. I mean, it's evident that the people that are on the streets there, they're for this. It's only the pundits and the people that want to use this as a political weapon against Trump and against, try to make him a dictator, blah, blah, blah.
Why is wanting to clean up a city that's crime is
Why?
bad make you a dictator?
Because he brought in the National Guard and he brought in the feds and he brought in.
If people do some homework, please do some research. We talked about this before. Do some research on Camden.
Yeah.
Camden used to be the #1 murder capital. This small little city in South Jersey.
Per capita.
8 miles long, Camden?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah.
And look at it now. Philadelphia, and I was just over there actually. Pise just did shout out to my cousin Pise, who's really in love with photography right now, and he asked me and my wife to take some like pictures for his portfolio. But that's where we went. Camden, nice and peaceful. I saw the 76ers,
practice facility.
And it's beautiful there, and I want them to build more. I feel like there can be more stuff there. It could be a whole family thing to do there.
Yeah.
With more restaurants and stuff. But just from having our office there, from that to now, is totally totally different.
2003
Wow.
till now, it's like a whole different world.
Yeah, it's a different city.
I was talking to Eric about that at soccer, literally about how much Camden has changed.
Yeah.
Like from the time I was talking to him and his wife actually. And just like about when we first got there, like it was homeless people, because we were talking about this topic and I was using Camden as an example, and I was telling them like we used to have to kick homeless people off the porch every day. There was people on drugs everywhere. Then they had all those people bootlegging out there on the street, which would attract more issues. Our cars were getting broken into all the time. Remember the street behind the office? How bad that was?
So bad.
Yeah,
You could barely drive.
see 5 different
Yeah, layers of
Like,
road.
generations.
Yeah,
of-
all the way down to the cobblestone with the horse and buggies.
yeah.
I remember one time we went to Atlanta and we had parked our car in the back.
Yeah.
Parked my car. I forgot which one it was. Probably one of the the beat up cars that I
Yeah.
used to have, and I had to go get it from the impound lot because they towed it because somebody had broken into it and it was just there because I think we were gone for like a while.
Yeah.
Probably like 3 weeks or something
Yeah.
like that on one of our trips. And I had to spend money to
To get
'cause
there. Yeah, because someone broke into it.
and it just was broken and they thought it was just an abandoned car, so they towed it.
Remember when they had parking in the front of the office? We used to pull there, and someone just threw those little manhole covers in through the windows and shattered the windows, just looking for stuff. Yeah,
A manhole cover.
like not the smaller ones, like not the big manhole covers, like the the little smaller
okay.
ones, like
Because
drain, like a drain cover or whatever
Yeah,
those
yeah.
things are.
I
Yeah.
was about to say, a
turtle
manhole
broke
cover.
into your car.
Nah, it
They
was.
were really trying to get it. Yeah, somebody broke through my what's it called?
rear window, right?
Moonroof?
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
Moonroof. Yeah.
Yeah.
My moonroof. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or sunroof, whatever you call it.
yeah,
Yeah, I was so mad.
yeah. I know.
When that happened.
It was crazy over there. Like,
Yeah.
it was wild
Yeah.
for many years, and it's
It,
so
it was so bad at one point. Remember when Dave had to he had to hide in the car? And try
oh
to
yeah,
catch-
because someone kept breaking into vehicles, so
Yeah.
he hid in the car to catch one of them. And yeah,
and
yeah,
he did.
He did.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, someone stole our sound system out of the van.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
This
It's
stuff
not
happened.
like that anymore, right?
No, because our friend is security there at the
Oh,
school where all the nurses are.
Yeah.
It's quiet. It's the easiest job he's ever had, he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah, it's very quiet over there now. Like I said, I've said this before. I see white women jogging over there. Like they go to this, they live like we had that white couple by the house,
Yeah.
right next door to our office. Like
Yeah.
it's different.
That stuff didn't happen.
No.
White girls jogging. Yeah,
It was
you know it's
so,
safe.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
so different.
Yeah, remember the methadone clinic was right
Oh,
there.
Oh
right there.
man.
Yep.
And
Right
it would-
up the street.
Yeah, and so it would be nothing but line of addicts sitting there.
Wow.
The train station was a mess,
Yep. Yeah.
and then the Planned Parenthood, which is still there, by the way. But yeah, I mean, you see the effect of taking a hard stance on corruption and on like cleaning up a city and getting the federal government involved
Yeah.
to a certain extent. Like sometimes you just need to do that.
Yeah.
And I think what he's doing in DC, it should be done.
Yeah.
If,
I mean, it should be done. I think, to be honest with you, like the government should be the last resort,
Yeah,
obviously. But we got to learn how to take care of our own stuff, like
that's true.
especially the church. I think that's where, in community wise,
Yeah.
like the church was such a big thing where
Mhm.
now it kind of like you get the mega churches, and I'm not to say I'm not coming against mega churches because there's some good ones, but what I'm saying is we become less like communal.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And-
agree.
And then you're not dealing with like just your neighborhood
Yeah.
in the same way. You know, when we were in Sicklerville and we were talking about our neighborhood we
Mhm.
grew up in and how it was so different when we got there, and then it just grew.
Dude, and I just want to
And
say,
so
like,
it grew into
Yeah,
grew
go.
into a mess.
grew
like-
into a mess. Yeah. Actually, last time we were at the church, I drove through our old neighborhood and sent you videos, you,
Yeah.
Mom, and Junior.
Yeah,
Like, look at what it is now.
yeah.
Did I send you? I didn't show you them, did I?
No.
Bro, it's so sad driving through there. Like, it feels like, man.
Feels
all
dead, right?
yeah.
Feels
It
dead.
feels
It look-
like death. Like,
Because I used to live right there. And,
Yeah.
You know, I lived in the P
P section, yeah.
So,
Yeah,
know,
you
I
said
would
we got
ride-
babysat in the L section. It was the P section. I didn't want
No,
to.
it was the L section.
Mommy Webb.
That was the first. Mom,
Miss Webb.
wasn't that the first place we were babysat in the L section?
By who?
her friend.
Oh,
this
I
is
don't,
before.
I don't even remember that.
This is before Miss Webb.
in Lehigh
wow,
Manor.
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
But I can't remember her name.
I just
But
remember
it was one of your
Miss
friends
Webb.
used to babysit us, right?
Yeah.
It was only a few times,
Yeah,
but
it wasn't a lot.
but I remember going there. That was like
Oh, I
yeah.
do remember going there now.
Yeah.
I remember. I
We
remember
were like
that.
4
I
and
remember
3.
the house now.
Yeah.
I remember going to that house. It was like twice though.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
See, you thought I was wrong.
Yeah, because I thought you were thinking of Miss Webb in the P section.
I was thinking of that. Like,
Yeah.
I remember it was right in there.
What was I saying? Oh, I don't know how it used to look when y'all were there, but I always thought that it was, a little rundown.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the M section, because I rode past it all the time.
It was
just
used to
looked
be nice, man.
Yeah, it was nice. Everything was kept.
Yeah.
Um,
Jake was reminding me that they used to cut our grass for us.
Yeah.
we used to pay for that.
Yeah.
Like as the
It was like
the
an early
neighborhood.
version of a HOA fee,
Yeah,
right?
but it was just like literally.
It was a homeowners association.
Oh, it was.
It
Oh,
was?
they had an
Yeah,
HOA there.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it was
People
funny
just
because
So what happened to it?
Because people started moving in with low income.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
And
said,
then they
Yeah.
tore it up.
So then they got rid of the HOA.
Yeah, because they wouldn't pay.
you can't pay.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Like
Yeah.
it's the Section 8 when
They
you
weren't paying.
they started to sell. They started to buy Section 8 housing in our neighborhood,
Right.
and that destroys the neighborhood
Right.
because those people don't care. Number one, and then they're not paying the HOA fee.
Yeah.
That's why it wasn't exactly an HOA fee, Mom. Like
what I
not
heard.
like today.
Because the HOA fee, if you don't pay it, they'll
Yeah.
They'll
put you
take
out-
you-
They'll
take you
take
to
your
court.
and they'll take your home.
like you can't even buy
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
without doing that.
Well,
So
I
it was a little
remember
different.
The name was, I thought it was homeowners association fee. That's
Well,
what
maybe
I-
they changed the laws around homeowners
Yeah.
association fees.
Because it was totally. I remember like somebody used to come around and collect the dues.
Miss
right?
Carol,
Yeah, you had. Yeah, you had
Carol,
Where's
every
that dude?
Johnny's mom was in charge. She was the
Every-
court captain.
the court captain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the court captain would go around, like our court.
Yeah,
We were Millstone Court,
yeah.
and would go around. Like every court captain would go around and collect
the
their dues.
Yeah,
And that would pay for the pool. That would pay for the
the lawn
grass
maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how you guys learned how to swim.
yeah. That's how we
Yeah.
learned how to swim.
They had a
Having
nice
that
pool.
pool,
Yeah. But and then that was
and then the playground upkeep too.
That was what I was
Yeah.
just gonna say. The
Playground.
playground upkeep. So again, that was the sense of community that
Yeah.
Yeah,
that everybody had to pay into that.
Mm-hmm.
You had to, but once you bring in the Section 8,
yeah,
it destroys it. And something that seems like a good idea actually is bad because it's evil.
yeah. So can we mention how Jake brought this up? So we were talking about this in the parking lot before we went into the church to do these songs, right?
Yeah.
And then in the like when we get to that part of release where Jake preaches a little bit, so now he has the opportunity to really dig in because we're at church now,
Yeah.
right? So he starts the whole thing off with like, we grew up not too far from here.
I know Jimmy was like, where is
I'm
he
like-
going with this?
Oh, how is this going to tie in? And he starts talking about when you bring in Section 8 people, and this is a black church, right?
And I did it on purpose.
He starts talking about like when you bring in Section 8 to a community, how that changes the mindset, the whole thing that we were just talking about.
Yeah.
He says that, and I think you thought like I was thinking maybe you shouldn't have said that, but I'm thinking
No.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't thinking that.
because when we got off,
I-
when we
no.
got done, you were like, "Yo, I had to."
Yeah.
And I was like,
no, I was just saying because I didn't want to go too long.
Oh,
That's what
okay,
I was
okay.
saying. Like I was, but
Nah,
I was
it
saying
was good. It
I
was
was
good.
trying to do it, and I sometimes I can talk a
So
lot.
the only part that you kind of got in the weeds was when you started breaking down the Hebrew a little bit like that, because I feel like that
Yeah.
for,
Well,
for a
went
lot
over
of
their
people.
head.
I only the reason why was because I only broke down the Hebrew of Israel
Right.
because
I
we're
understood
grafted
it,
in,
and it
right?
made
It
perfect.
wasn't too much.
It made
Yeah.
perfect sense.
I don't think-
That's all
I don't
That's
think
the
it was
only
much.
part I
Yeah.
brought in because I wanted the people to understand like striving, that striving, right? And
Yeah.
and also the toil
Yeah.
right? That brings us like that connection to. We want ease,
Yeah.
right? And we work for ease, but we shouldn't be working for ease. We should be striving to enter into God's ease.
Yeah.
You know, ease is a byproduct of relationship, striving to have relationship with God. And that was the point of it.
But the thing that was funny to me, not funny, but the thing that like tied it all in together to me was that the pastor had already planned to talk about the community and how we degrade the community by
It just went right
it just
in.
went so perfect.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
How he came from the hood. Now,
Yeah.
Now he's in
And
the
now
suburbs,
he's in
and
this. Yeah.
And DC.
Yeah.
He was from
it was
DC.
from DC.
Which is crazy.
And he's saying how Sicklerville is now like DC.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
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 So
I mean, it started out like
But it's still like this. I haven't been there so long.
so.
it's not the way it was when we were, when it was bad in the 90s.
Right.
But it's dead in terms of there's no light. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
nothing happening there.
Yeah.
It just seems like
Yeah.
a dead town.
So
Go ahead.
sorry to cut you off, but this is in my brain because me and Jake had gotten there first, right? And then there was a car that was there, and I got out to say what's up to Jake, and I was like, "Do you think?" I thought the car was there for us
Yeah.
to load in, so I went to go talk to the dude, but he was just there to clean the church.
Okay.
He was like the pastor's grandson or something like that. And he was like, I was a little nervous because, I didn't know who y'all were. And, there's been
Cops.
like undercover cops scoping people out. And because there's, a lot of activity, but we don't want that around here because,
Yeah.
the church people. So what I got out of that was like, you guys are scared to go, to this community to do outreach or whatever like that. There's that fear where there's like a disconnect with the community and the church. You know what I mean? I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but it's, that's what I got out of it.
And that's exactly what Jake was just saying about the churches and how they've disconnected from the communities that they're in. They just it's kind of like just come into these walls and we care about our members and the people here, and this is where we go to connect with God, and then after that, that's it. Like there's no outreach to the community.
Yeah.
There's no sense of community. There's no accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can look like anything. Like I said, like we were just talking about, I coach soccer, and it's been a way for me to do outreach to the community. It's been a way for me in my community to be able to meet people and also deal with the kids and try to instill biblical principles in their life. They don't. I don't have to preach to them. I just have to stand on what I know, right? And as I do that, they grow in it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, it makes sense. Oh, it works. So I don't even have to prove Jesus. Like I'm just doing what God calls us to do in an area, and you see how things work and you see how people respond to it.
Yeah.
And if we could do more of that, just more of that. It's just basic caring for people. And that's why I was saying, like, yeah, if you're going in something, and I have to check myself, like, am I doing this for myself or for them? Am I doing this only for my kids, or do I have to care about them? I got to care about them too. Right? I got to, or else I'm disingenuous. Like, I can't tell you how many times I feel like God checks me, like, when I'm getting in my own way of, like, either trying to prove myself or, like, whatever it is in terms of my own pride, right? And humbling myself and being able to see God created that person, So I have to, the way I engage with them has to be from that place.
Yeah.
And that's something you have to continually tell yourself. When people annoy you, when people are straight up wrong, and they're straight up, like, being disrespectful, and you have to be able to deal with them in a way that is respectful still. You can't be disrespectful back. And sometimes it's not easy, you know, but what I'm saying is that if you just, I'm not dealing with that, it's too much. Okay, well, somebody's going to have to.
Yeah.
The reason why it gets so bad is because everybody just retreats.
Yeah.
Everybody just says, I'm not dealing with that. And the thing is, you don't have to. But if you love people, then you're going to take on things that aren't fair. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we're missing.
I don't know why I just got a vision of the never-ending story.
What?
Because what is the premise of that story, right? It's like the nothing is starting to destroy Fantasia because people have lost hope. People have stopped believing and imagining, and you having hope, basically.
Okay, yeah.
So where that hope doesn't exist, then nothing can come in and just take over. And then you think about like what we're saying about Sicklerville now, where it's like when you drive around the old neighborhood that we used to be in, where there was life, where there was hope, it's just death now. It's nothing. It just feels like nothing.
Yeah.
And until someone can come in, and you said something a couple of weeks ago when we were on the podcast, when we were talking about culture, I think it might have been last week. And you were like, you know, when you're in pride, the ultimate end of that is you die or someone else dies.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you can move in life, then that changes everything. Now you can no, it was if you can move in love, that brings the life back. Right. So it's that simple thing where if like we can look at a situation and be like, all right, how can I put love into this situation?
Yeah.
Whether it's through the kids, whether it's through just cleaning up my yard or helping cleaning up somebody's yard. You know what I mean? Like, like how can I insert love into this scenario so that it can bring that life back where there's only hopelessness and death? And I think that's where we have to constantly fix our mind onto, is to remember, like, if we are hopeless and everyone else is hopeless, then it's just going to die.
Yeah. And I think even like what you're saying points to like selfishness, because and like actual poverty, and I've been thinking about this a lot, but like if you think about poverty, when poverty is like, you can put poverty and victim in the same breath.
Yeah.
Right? You can put those two together, and those people, because a lot of people who gain wealth, you have to manipulate, you have to steal, you have to strive in very bad ways to get it, right? And then you become a victimizer. Like, think about how salespeople a lot of times have to manipulate to get people to let go of their money.
Absolutely.
Think about advertisement. Think about, right? Marketing, like all these things. People are teaching you strategies to manipulate people.
Yeah.
So you're actually trying to get people to let go. So you're actually stealing from them.
Yeah.
Right? But you don't got to do anything when something is just the truth. Like, if it's the truth and it's going to help you and it's going to serve you, then people should be willing to let go and give into that, right?
Right. Kind of like taking the vaccine.
You got to trick them.
Yeah.
What did, the serpent do in the garden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then what did they do? They gave up who they were.
Right.
Right? They gave it up, and they gave up the ease of the garden, and now the curse is toil.
Yeah.
Right? Now you have to work. And you know what's funny that I just found out today? It's really interesting. When it says evil one everywhere, like evil, you know that the root of that word in the Greek is toil?
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
The root of that word is toil. So literally it's about it's working in the wrong way. Right?
Yeah.
And that's why the Sabbath is connected to resting from that work. Right? So what I'm saying is that, like, if you think about poverty, you're literally like being victimized, and now you're taking everything and trying to hoard it. And you barely have anything, but you're trying to like keep it for yourself.
Yeah.
Even in terms of like giving yourself to people, like just loving people. Because if you try to love somebody and they treat you wrong
advantage.
or take advantage,
Yeah.
you hoard it
you
now.
retreat,
you hoard
yeah,
your
yeah.
love. You
And
know
you're
what I
like,
mean?
I'm not gonna be treated like that ever again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And see how that now you become lacking
Mm-hmm.
in love, right? And that's what creates death
Yeah.
in communities.
What did George Bush say? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, can't fool me again.
Can't fool me again. Shout out to Brendan. He said, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And then when you were talking about soccer, he said, "Sounds familiar." LOL.
You should have heard the beginning of this conversation, Brandon. You would have been typing all hard.
Yeah. You missed the beginning.
We were talking about
We're talking more about soccer
more about the soccer culture and
Yeah.
all the stuff we deal with.
in the U.S.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it's crazy that like someone trying to clean up the city is having this type of effect on people. Pull this up real quick, Mom, because I want to show you this. People are pointing this out that all like people were taking pictures and videos of the protests going on over cleaning up DC. There's nothing but white people out there. White people and boomers and liberals
in
are
their
mad.
in their nice neighborhoods.
Yeah, they're mad that the people that need the city to be cleaned up are getting what they want. You know,
Bruh, I went to Washington Commanders versus the Eagles game.
Yeah.
Over there, and the new stadium is not where it used to be. It's not in D.C.
Wow.
It's outside. It's like Virginia.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's a different.
Or it might be. I think it is in Virginia, but it's in a nice neighborhood. It's
Right.
like suburbs.
Let's see exactly where it is.
So was it? It was a nice neighborhood. Is that what you're trying to say?
It was in a nice area.
It's-
why didn't they build it in D.C.?
Washington Commander Stadium is in Landover, Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember it was FedEx Stadium, right, back in the day. Because I just remember.
Yeah, it was
I
FedEx
remember
Stadium.
I remember Stan driving the Chrysler. For some reason, we pulled into the FedEx Stadium. I was like, "Oh, this is where the Redskins play,"
Yeah.
and it was like, right in D.C.
All right, I got one more video to play about the DC thing. This is people in the community talking to the police about what's going on. You know, some of the people that are upset with the police presence there, but the police officer is trying to like give his perspective on it. Let's watch this.
Whether you want to believe it or not.
I didn't say it wasn't. I wouldn't be here talking
The
about
conversation that needs to happen between law enforcement and community, we need to be able to hear both sides.
Correct.
Now, your thing is, you saying there's no law there, right?
No, I didn't say no law.
Okay, well, no law there, but
Decent
no
counsel.
standing in
Correct.
front of, there must have been some kind of complaints coming from the establishment.
He said
The
multiple.
problem is that people live in this building, people live on this street, and they're used to this. Now, it looks different to law enforcement that's saying, oh, this is a high crime area and things of that nature. But
that's true.
Okay, that could be true allegedly, right?
It's not allegedly. The little girl's view that's on the wall. That didn't come from allegedly.
That's true.
That came from a drive-by shooting that 5 or 6 people on
That
I
did.
was here
That
saving
did.
her mother's life.
That did.
Unfortunately, the little girl didn't survive.
And we appreciate the
But see,
service.
y'all, you wouldn't know that. I was
there.
there. I was there.
But
We
you know what?
appreciate that.
But this is the thing. A conversation of you letting the people know that they respect you more. Because they offer so much, them knowing that now, they will respect you a lot more. Just because they know that that happens.
That we were there for that.
No, not
Why would we
bragging.
go around
We're
telling everyone
bragging.
that's not our job?
But
We don't have to tell them what we've done, whose lives we've saved, because that's our job.
Yes.
It's a thankless
But-
job. We
but-
don't expect thanks
But
from
it's a thing,
everybody.
Officer Griffin. It's a thing, Officer Griffin. Let's say you lived in Largo. If something happened to your parent and I was the one doing CPR on that person, you would thank me and shake my hand. So what I'm
But I
saying
wouldn't
is,
expect you to walk around telling everybody that you saved
I
somebody's life.
did, but what I'm saying is there is a disconnection between community and law enforcement, and until we figure out how to get it together and have a conversation, it's going to be you chasing them and them saying fuck you and all that other stuff. We don't have to be there. We can get to a point where Officer Lingham, when I know you, and we say, hey, look, we got a complaint, we need y'all to move. And you can have this shit cleared out off respect. Not off running down. Not off running down. Like Griffin, Griffin got to almost respect.
It came a long way.
You can
I can name you a couple of officers. I can name you a couple of officers that do that. They come here with something. A long way.
I appreciate the service. We got to figure out a way to get
it. You right, without rule. We don't, guess what? It ain't no cuss out. It ain't no y'all chasing them. You're not wasting your energy.
It's not fuck the police. It's not that.
Everything that you're saying, and these conversations don't happen because people don't see it from your standpoint. People look at it as us versus them. The reason why we have these issues that we have right now is because too many times, like I said, I've been out here saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. And eventually it gets old. So we're not on, hey, gentlemen, no, you're only going to get so many slurs, man, gentlemen.
So I just wanted to show this because this is the stuff that needs to happen. Like these type of conversations, which instead of like the adversarial, like dynamic of the police versus the people, or like F the police or ACAB. Like I saw Amanda Seales was on Jubilee. I don't know if you guys saw any clips of that. And she was like, this ACAB all day over here. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know what that was.
What's ACAB?
ACAB is the acronym All Cops Are Bad, that they were spray painting everywhere during Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or all cops are bastards. Like they use it in different ways, but it's all cops are bad, basically.
And that's, again, when you do that, you just other everybody.
Yeah.
And there's no hope in that, right? You just, okay, abolish all police.
Right.
What are you going to do? Where do you go? Like if that ACAB thing, that statement takes you nowhere but judgment.
Well, that's because they create this false narrative that the police force was created through slavery.
I heard.
She mentioned that during the Jubilee thing. Like the police force was to catch slaves. Like that is
to keep people's property. And,
that's not
they
necessarily
true. There
true.
were police before.
Yeah, there was police in the North.
Yeah,
there was no slaves there.
I'm saying before even that.
Yeah,
there were
police existed.
Yeah.
Policing existed, but
law enforcement.
Yeah, but I think like this guy. The conversation that they were having was because like a lot of these guys are salty because they're telling them like you can't be loitering out here anymore.
Yeah.
But why are they saying that? Because the amount of crime that they have to come out there and face every day, and like they don't know who's who, they don't know what's what. So if everybody's standing out there, it makes it harder for them to do their job.
Yeah. And he was also saying like at the end he was saying you're not going to get so many gentlemen.
Right.
Because we deal with it so much.
We have to keep coming out here.
And just on a, like, human level, people got to understand. And I say that all the time. Like, when people deal with something all the time, they get desensitized. Right? So then they start to lose sympathy for other people.
Yeah.
Or empathy.
Empathy, yeah.
Right? So you're not looking at it in the same way. Even like when cops see accidents all the time, it doesn't affect them in the same way. You can become numb to these things.
Become numb to it.
And you don't treat people. It's just like the people who work in the government, DMVs, stuff like that. They don't care. Why do they care? Why do they act like that?
Yeah.
Because they deal with people every day, and then they talk about them.
Or the Chinese restaurant in the hood.
Yeah, same thing.
Nurses sometimes.
And that's something like with my wife, because she deals with people in her job. I'm like, and she has some stories, and I'm like, listen, always remember they're going through their own thing. They're dealing with stuff in their life that you don't even know about.
Right.
There's a reason why. I know they came in and acted crazy with you, but maybe you can ask them, what's going on in your life?
Yeah.
Are you okay? Like, even that sometimes you can't imagine what will come out of their mouths, and sometimes they just need somebody to hear them out, But if you just leave it at like, can you believe this person did this to me? And I'm so sick of people. And if you do that, you're going to become very jaded, and you're not going to be able to love people.
Right.
And that's where the disconnect comes again. Like, because you just think everybody's out to get you. Everybody's, got a ulterior motive. Everybody's selfish, but you're not selfish.
Yeah.
You never, that's what, what I mean? We can be the same as those people. And it's only by the grace of God sometimes that we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I want to keep going. We were talking about Amanda Seales on Jubilee. I have a little clip of that. If you know these Jubilee, it's 20 conservatives versus a liberal, or it's we've seen this format.
I hate it.
Emerge. It's terrible.
They run to the chair.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
So dumb.
Not just that.
And then they vote each other out with the flag.
When I was watching her, like, I was realizing, like, man, it's annoying because she kept, like, she would listen to the people, which was cool, like, but then she would talk for so long, and then it's just like, it just becomes like nobody's really getting their point across. Like,
but she was cutting off a lot of people too.
Yeah,
and
but that's my thing.
Being
like,
very like the one person she was talking to, and she kept raising her voice. I can keep getting louder.
Yeah.
Like it's like so annoying. She is one of the most like obnoxious people when it comes to like.
I probably know who she is, but
you know who
it's
she is.
not,
As soon as you see her, you'll know. You'll know exactly who it is. But I just want to show this clip where she was talking to this young boy, because this kind of turned into a controversy. Blah blah blah.
Young boy.
Yeah.
You can give everyone here like a $50,000 check, especially people that are in the streets who are committing violent crimes consistently. A $50,000 check, it's not going to fix anything. It's not going to increase the median household income in the next 10 years by 10% or 20%. For example, we had the Chinese Exclusion Act of 1882. We prevented Chinese people from getting citizenship and even entering the country. We discriminated against them and basically put them under apartheid, even here in the United States. Yet they have the highest median household income. How is that possible? How come they don't complain and feel entitled consistently to beg for reparations and beg for this when they are killing each other 90% of the time, which is the rate that black people kill each other according to the FBI?
Oh, young Matt.
Yet white people are the oppressors.
I'm not sure where your education came from, but they lied to you.
Stats don't lie, though.
So she didn't address nothing that he said. She just says, your education lied to you.
Statistics lie all the time. So let's start there, particularly when the statistics are coming from the sources that gain from the statistics being shown a different way. So if you're going to start your argument on stats don't lie, you've already lost the argument. They lie all the time.
But then she goes on to talk about stats through the entire episode. So it's like only your stats don't lie, but everyone else's stats lie.
Comparing Chinese people who are immigrants that made a choice to come to the United States and comparing the continued effort of black people to ground themselves in a nation that continues to make impediments for them to show and live and exist in their true citizenship is a false equivalency.
I don't believe that happened at all. What? No one here is in.
Are you acting right now? Do you really believe
I'm telling
this?
the truth. There's no systemic racism that I've experienced here in America. What system is racist? I think the only racism we've actually seen recently, systemic racism that we've seen, is the application of systemic racism against white people. The University of Western Washington, for example, has been trying to segregate dormitories using black-only dormitories because black people feel safer amongst each other. But they're more likely to kill each other than white people are ever to kill them. That's just the truth. You have King Von rapping about killing other black men. Why should I think that the white man is the oppressor when black men are more likely to kill me?
Oh my God, this is scary. You need to think about me as your mama. Do not talk to me in that fashion. So let's check that now. Okay? So
she kept trying to sun everybody. Mm-hmm. You are not gonna talk to me like that. She got into it with the girls on the thing. Like,
how did he talk to her?
I think they edited that part out because you didn't see it. That was a cut there. So clearly they edited out whatever he said.
On a basic level, we have to understand that systemic racism is grounded in the realities that black people have not been considered an equal human being in this country since its onset. So there's simply no way to make the argument that there isn't systemic racism, and we have seen in very clear ways the system operate in an organically racist way. Do not cut me off. When
you can
like, bro, she would, and the whole time, like, she's very combative. She's like, this is a waste of my time. I didn't know there was going to be this many delusional people, like. She must not have understood the format before she got on there because people cut each other off all the time on this thing. That's what they do.
She kept saying they were ignorant.
Yeah, but I think what she tried to do was a false equivalency with what he made the point about how, like, when the Chinese, when that act came into they were denied citizenship. There was a bunch of stuff that, I mean, they put Japanese people in internment camps in this country. So he's addressing the fact that, like, if they could overcome all of that and still raise to where they are now, how can you make the argument that it's still because of slavery and Jim Crow that you have all this violence in the black community, and that, like we were just showing, and he talks about King Von rapping about killing. Like,
Yeah.
how many? We were talking about this last week. Like, rap culture is about killing other black people.
Yeah. First of all, you know, they're always talking about the Chinese people. Why were they brought here, especially in like California, the West Coast, to work on the railroad?
Work on the railroads, yeah.
Well, this
Do you
is-
think that they came here? All of them came here.
Well, they
under
came
their
willing.
own
They
will-
came will. They weren't snatched up and brought
I know.
here.
Let me not say I know,
Right.
but because I know how corrupt this world is.
Right.
They probably did something. You owe this indenture thing. Yeah, that's a form of slavery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were slaves, pretty much. You know,
But that's in 1982.
What?
That act.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
That's a totally different thing.
Right.
Yeah.
that act was 1982.
Yeah. I'm just saying it had nothing to do with the railroad.
Yeah.
Chinese.
I thought they were talking about. Well, I don't know, but it's the whole oppression thing. You know what I mean? Like you don't see it in any other community.
Yeah.
They immigrants come here, like the Indians, for instance. They get together. They live in one house. I've seen this.
Mm-hmm.
They buy a
small business.
They buy a small business. I see the Filipinos.
all work
the
there.
Filipinos in the in Virginia Beach area. They own Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah.
They all band together. They buy things and then they sacrifice a little bit and then they all get a gas station. Get a, you know,
Yeah.
That's
and
something-
when you look at the Ghanaians, the Nigerians that come here and excel, like they're one of the highest earning demographics in the country. But what she's trying to say is, you know, and a lot of people say this, that they didn't have to go through the oppression and slavery that black people had to go through in this country, and like a lot of the laws, the civil rights movement, all that stuff, Jim Crow, that black people, like they're coming on the backs of what black people had to endure. But okay, that may be true, but if you're saying that it's because of white supremacy that is still stopping black people from being able to excel, how can you still then explain away that? Because they shouldn't be able to, a Nigerian shouldn't be able to come here and excel if white supremacy is going to stop him. Still. Right? Like, that's the argument. But
it's a stronghold, dude. That's on, you know.
Yeah.
That's on
What-
the American black. You know what I mean?
One of the main things that she said was that she gets her morals from community, like unity or bringing communities. Like, my thing was like, okay, it starts there.
Yeah.
Because then they.
Well, yeah, she
You
don't
know what I
believe
mean?
in
Like,
she don't
it
believe in
doesn't-
the white man's Jesus.
Well,
you know?
my point is that like that's
She's a radical.
if
she
you
kept
start
saying.
there, then now that's what bases everything.
Yeah.
So now you're just looking at I can understand why she sees things that way is what I'm saying, because if you just start there, then you're judging it and measuring it in that fashion. So she's looking at it as a community. Like she goes into that her mother was from Grenada.
Grenada, yeah.
So
No,
or somewhere in the Caribbean.
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so I forget where though. But yeah, maybe it was Grenada.
I thought it was.
Yeah.
But so she didn't have the same black experience,
Yeah.
right? But she came here from a country that she was free, and it's a different mentality, whatever.
Right.
And like she was, some of the stuff she was saying, I give, because I watched like I think the whole thing. It wasn't nonsensical,
Yeah.
right? Like some liberals,
Mm-hmm.
but the root of the problem is where people get off, and they're focused on the wrong things. And so it's like, okay, you should have community. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Like, what is the point of that? Oh, so that people can thrive. That's how people thrive? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
that's not how people thrive.
Mm-hmm.
So, because even like you saying, you know, Asians, what are you saying? Filipinos, Indians, whatever. Don't mean they're thriving. They're making money. That's not thriving. Now, they're better. Are they doing better than blacks? Yes. But you can't still say that they're thriving. So even that, like, to me.
You can.
No, you
because
can't.
they're not killing themselves at 90%. That's what he's talking about.
No. But what I'm saying is that they're not thriving in the same way, right? And
What do you mean in the same way, though?
In the same way where if they're making money isn't thriving, right?
No, but he didn't bring up money. He brought up the fact that they're not
the community
having violent.
There's not this
crime.
violent community in their communities.
Right. But what I'm trying to say, I'm bringing it to like, okay, that's cool, but there's reasons for it. They're not the same reasons that we would point to, right? Like, so if we're arguing, where are we going to argue from? If we're arguing, I'm saying, like, if we're arguing, where are we going to argue from? We're going to argue from the Lord, right? We're going to argue from what is our foundation. And that's what it's kind of like, even what we were talking about earlier, like love, right? Who are we? But like in a lot of societies, it's more about like, I don't want to wrong my family. I don't want to make my family look bad. I don't want
to embarrass.
I don't want to. Yeah. We spent money for you to come over here. You need to do. It's a different mentality, and it'll work, but that doesn't mean it looks the same. That doesn't mean it's like in the long run, it's not thriving. And I know that doesn't have to do with like what they're talking about, but it's the greater thing in the long run, because those are the things that's the reason why people are coming from different places to here. There's a difference.
There's opportunity.
But why is there opportunity? Because even though it might be...
Because capitalism works.
No, but why does capitalism work? It's because of the ideas. And where did ideas come from? They're biblical ideas, right? What I'm saying is that we might be having shadows of what was, right? But the reason why it actually works is because you tap into those things. You tap into those ideas when you're actually trying to care for people.
You're tapping into godly principles.
Right. And when you go away from that, they start to die. And then you start seeing that. And why are these people coming from India here?
Because India is 10 times worse.
You know what I'm saying? Why are they Philippine?
Yeah.
Why are they coming here?
Yeah.
Because there's more opportunity here.
Yeah.
Right.
But not only that, like crime there.
Crime is bad.
The poverty there, the quality of life there.
So what have these white people done better than anybody else? Like, if you want to, like, why are they coming here? What have they done?
Into Europe too.
Well, Europe is worse off right now than anywhere. You know, like but Europeans, even think about the 1900s. Europeans,
that's because the Muslims
here.
are thriving there.
Yeah.
Europeans were coming here in the 1900s. Right?
Yeah,
Early 1900s.
but like I'm talking about like Africans, Caribbean people, they were all going to Europe as well.
Yeah.
England,
but
France.
What was happening
Spain.
here? There were revivals happening here.
Yeah.
What does revivals do? It causes people to hold themselves accountable to the laws of God. Right? That's what revival, you wake up to what the truth is.
Right.
Right? And you start to hold yourselves accountable to it more. Now, I'm not saying that you do it perfectly, because there's a lot of there were a lot of problems back then. There's a lot of problems now. But what I'm saying is that whenever like we wake up to the truth, and you've seen that so much, I think it happened more in America than anywhere else. Like on a measurable scale, right? Over and over again. in certain areas. And I think whenever that happens, that's really where you're seeing prosperity, right? Actual prosperity, right? Because people are willing to give more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you see prosperity. Who gives more to the world than America?
No one.
Nobody. Even just like not even on a, I'm not talking about the government, just the people of America.
Yeah,
Nobody
just
gives more.
Charitable. Yeah, charity-wise. Yeah.
Nobody gives more.
Yeah.
Christians.
Yeah.
That's
I saw a stat. I don't remember, but the Christians were the ones that gave more.
We gotta pull that out and plug it back in.
Yeah, right. There's a stat that about Christian giving in America. And
check.
And that's a principle.
Yeah.
Right? That's a principle. So people might come here and not know or understand they might not understand the reason, but they see it's prosperous.
Yeah.
They don't know why.
There's opportunity there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are there people here that swindle? Are there people here that do a lot of crooked stuff? Yes.
Yeah. Are there racists here? Yes.
Yeah. There's a lot of, you can say yes to everything, right? But I really believe that when there are people that hold to those principles, you know how it says that one can put how many to flight? 1,000, and two can put 10,000 to flight. That's multiplication.
Yeah.
There's something
That's
there.
10x.
There's something there that we don't even realize happens biblically when we walk in the principles of God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and sometimes I don't even think we realize it. And then we're looking like, well, why are they doing it? Why are they? Because people are walking in that. And then, there's demonic stuff going on. Yeah, there's evil. Yeah, there's craziness going on. But what is she doing? She's trying to pick apart stuff. And then she has solutions because she talked about it. But those solutions...
What are her solutions?
Basically, it's about everything goes back to the government, like making the government implement these things.
About opportunity and funding towards inner cities and throwing money at it is basically her whole idea, which never works.
Right.
But there was a thing about that kid going viral because something that she said. Remember, she started asking him, well, where are you from? Where's your family from? And she found out that he is actually from Africa. He was born in Africa, and his family came here from Africa. So she went on this whole rant about how immigrant people should not be telling Black Americans how to feel. So then people started going online and saying that like Jubilee, they didn't even bring like Black Americans on there, which a lot of those guys were Black. A lot of those people were Black Americans, but because of one kid he grew up in Maine, but he was born in Angola or something like that.
So she believes that Barack Obama's not Black American then?
Well, Amanda Seales is not really down with... They tried to cancel her for talking about Kamala Harris. I don't think she's down with Barack Obama either.
No, she says she's a...
she's a radical.
Saying a radical.
She just keeps saying, I'm a radical. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a leftist. I'm not a liberal. I'm a radical. So I don't think she cares about Barack Obama either. She just loves staking everything on white supremacy and America being a racist country and everything that stems from that. But I want to show this video because this went viral too, this news story of this guy. We're talking about people that come here for opportunity. And I don't know if you guys heard about how California was giving illegal immigrants CDL licenses without any passing the tests or any requirements or anything like that. So this guy...
That can't be real.
It's real.
Yeah, I saw this.
This guy from California...
I saw this. He
saw
caused
this?
an accident and killed 3 people in the van.
Right. That's what we're about to play right here. Trying to make a U-turn on a major highway.
Yeah, that made no sense.
Pulls right in... Because how do they operate where he's from? People drive like that.
However,
They do whatever they want. There's no rules. So he decides he's going to make a U-turn on the highway.
We were just talking about people come from these places, right?
They don't have any standard there. They come here and they expect to, but that's the problem. He's here illegally.
And that's mentality,
ICE got
right?
him, right?
Huh?
They're deporting
Oh,
him.
yeah. They got him. I got a news story here from Newsweek. Yeah, it says a truck driver has been charged with vehicular homicide after allegedly attempting an illegal U-turn on a Florida highway, causing a crash that left 3 people dead, authorities said. Harjinger Singh, 28, was arrested after the collision near Fort Pierce and Florida Turnpike, on the Turnpike, bro, on August 12th. And he tried, after he tried to turn his tractor trailer, we saw the video. The Indian national entered the United States illegally when he crossed the southern border in 2018. He could now face deportation after criminal proceedings.
Look at that, man.
Yeah. Horrible. Killed 3 people.
Yeah, and this is what you get when you do whatever.
But
When
like you were saying, you think you're doing the right thing.
You think you're caring for people,
Right.
And you're not.
Giving them opportunity. Like Amanda Seale says, but we have to give opportunity. Like a lot of the arguments we're saying, like about reparations.
No.
If you just throw money at people that don't have any idea what to do with it, it's just going to cause more problems.
Yeah. And think about, like, what is opportunity? That's a door open to you.
Yeah.
Right? These doors need to be closed to you.
Right.
Like, it's like our kids, like, you don't go in that room. You know? You're not allowed in that room because there are things in there that I know if I let you in that room, you're going to mess up. You're going to break. That's why you don't have access.
Right.
Right? But will it always be locked to you? No.
Once you learn how to be responsible.
Yeah. And that's all it is. It's you have to be tested. You know? Like for us, opportunity is, it looks like the annoyance and the frustration, and that's where the opportunity is. Like with God, He wants us to be able to look at something and say, "Thank you, God, that I have to deal with this," and it frustrates everybody else. Right? There's opportunity there, but we don't want to see that.
Right.
We're looking at an opportunity as free. It's free.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let me do that.
Yeah.
For
And
free.
you know how everything free ain't good.
Yep. All right, I got a couple more videos before we go to the stuff you sent me. I just want to show this because along the same lines, we're talking about black culture. We're talking about what's her name not wanting to be accountable because she didn't want to address none of those when people were bringing up black culture, bringing up hip hop culture, bringing up. She avoided all of those things and kept going back to the other stuff. This video of Lil Yachty is going viral, where he's on a live stream with some streamers and they're listening to his music. I'm going to play a little bit of it so we don't get copyrighted, but you just got to hear this first line of the song and the whole everything.
Wait for it. Wait for it. I TSUS, I'm finna go break the bank for it. Put my knee up on her neck. I went George Floyd. I retweeted.
Did you hear that?
Yes, horrible.
Something about neck.
I put my knee up on her neck. I went George Floyd. So people are mad at him because he rapped about George Floyd. First of all, I just like when I listen. If you listen to this, the song is so bad. The production is bad. His vocals sound bad. Like I don't understand how this is music.
Because when you don't know anything,
there's no standard.
Yeah,
There's no standard.
You don't have an ear to hear anything. You don't. You're dull of hearing. You know what I mean? Like, it don't matter what you put out.
And they're all just look at how they're just going crazy to it. Like yeah. The person dancing in the background.
Didn't he say the first thing? I couldn't understand, but I heard SEX. Is that right?
Probably, because that's what he was talking about. He said, I put my knee up on her neck. I went George Floyd. And then I got another one for y'all. Let's take a look at this one right here.
Come on, man.
He can't hit from the back. He gon' try to keep it in, but I don't
Hold on, I gotta play this one part because this is. Hold on. Well, I want to play the hook.
Oh my gosh.
Bruh.
So that's what the
Bruh.
song is about.
Yes.
Wow.
Bruh.
She really in the KFC parking lot though. With what's up with the
She probably looking at
what's
it
up
like-
the mic coming from the air thing? Huh?
That
the,
became a trend. It became a trend. It's called the mic drop. It's called the mic drop trend.
we know somebody who do that.
Yeah. But that's why they were doing it, because other people were doing it.
Oh boy.
It's the mic drop trend, and they literally hang a mic cable from like a piece of wood, and they usually put it on like the back of a truck or something, or like something that they can hang it from, so they can go film this stuff anywhere. You know, it's so ridiculous. These people are not performing live, really. They're just, you know,
Her lyrics are just
it's just
depravity.
Hey, how can you hear this and then say there's not a problem?
Yeah, that's
That's a real big problem.
that's the thing. How could
Yeah.
you not say because you don't understand anything? Like,
Yeah.
talk about ignorance. She kept saying that. Ignorance.
Yep.
These people are ignorant.
Yep.
That's not ignorant.
That's not ignorance. Yeah.
That's ignorance. It's
That's-
it's not even like it's not funny.
It's not.
No.
It's not.
Isn't
sad,
that that's
man.
that same
That's
chick that was in
sad.
on the Breakfast Club?
I think that's the
Charlamagne.
chick that tried to sue Lyft. I think that's her.
Yeah,
Remember that we
yep.
showed that story? She
They
tried to sue Lyft because the dude wouldn't let her get in
Yeah.
his car.
and
Oh,
they went
yeah.
to she went to
The Breakfast Club.
Breakfast
and they
Club,
had to
and they
put a
clown-
couch. No, they didn't clown her. She asked for a bigger chair, so they brought the couch over.
where'd they say funny stuff? How she was ignorant about it though.
Nah, they didn't. They didn't say nothing. Funny. I remember they were just normal about it.
They didn't want the smoke
Yeah, they didn't want that smoke.
of the backlash.
All right, one more video on the culture and just like the mentality. I was telling Jake about this, and this kind of just made me shake my head. So I'm gonna play this so you can see. This is people showing their fit on the first day of school.
Yeah, that's what now? Kasubi. What you got, Kasubi too? 240 right here. 240. Oh yeah, let me see. Oh yeah. Kasubi. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me see. What? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What's the shoes? Let me see the shoes. Oh yeah. No, we lit. No, what's that right there? Balenci's my boy. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all boys fit tough, boy. What's that? What that shirt say?
It says, you don't,
Huh?
you do not walk alone. You see Jesus right here.
Oh yeah, there you go. Got
Yeah,
to praise
you
him
do
now.
not walk
Yeah.
alone.
Look, peep this.
Huh?
See the color right there?
What's that?
Look at the color.
Woo! That's the boy you. Hey. Huh?
Peep the Bottega laces though.
What?
Peep that. You're not noticing this color too?
Hey, man, no, man, no, you did it, bro. No. And it, boy,
And if you
how much these cost right here? These
I'll give you like 13.
Oh yeah, but that's just accessories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what you can't see though?
What's that?
The Supreme socks.
Oh my. Hey, dog. Hey, and this is the first day.
First day.
We
I got a
lit.
whole week of fits, bro.
Oh, we on a whole week? Man, we lit, boy.
They're saying that he has like $2,000 worth of clothes on.
Goodness.
That's sad. I got a whole week.
$2,000 ain't my son's budget.
So if he got a whole week and that's $2,000 a day,
right? 10,000.
That's come on, man.
Who his mom and dad?
But that's what the culture promotes.
Yeah.
If you ain't got the Balenci's on and the Supreme socks and you ain't really doing it.
That's bad if you live in a $500,000 house.
Right.
It's still bad. Like
Yeah.
you can't afford it.
Right. Right. And you shouldn't be so concerned and consumed with trying to be like that. I don't.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I thought they were.
But he got Jesus
I thought,
on
I
the
thought
shirt.
he was gonna, really mess up the reading the thing. If
Bro,
people were clowning him.
he did
Kinda
mess
mess
up
up
the
a little-
reading at first, and I wanted to be like,
He didn't know what it said.
like, bro, maybe you should be in your books a little more than worried about the Balencis. He know how to read Supreme. All right, let's play these videos you sent me, Jake. The first one you sent me was, what was it?
It was about Christian nationalism a little bit.
Okay.
Not really, but you know.
Okay.
It was
Let's play it.
CNN.
Christchurch senior
Oh, this is loud.
pastor Doug Wilson makes no apologies for his beliefs on God and country.
I'd like to see the town be a Christian town. I'd like to see the state be a Christian state. I'd like to see the nation be a Christian nation. I'd like to see the world be a Christian world.
And now Wilson's controversial views as a Christian nationalist are gaining sway in the nation's center.
I like how they say that's controversial.
Yeah.
But Muslims
You
say
don't
that.
say that
Muslims say that all the
I was
time.
about to say the same thing, bro.
It's not controversial when they
Come
say
on.
it.
of power with the recent opening of his new church and high-profile parishioners like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn this into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's theo? In a secular democracy, it would be demos, the people. In a Christian republic, it'd be Christ.
Well, what would you say to someone watching this and say, look, I'm a Muslim. Who are you to say your worldview is better than mine, that your God is better than mine?
Well, if I went to Saudi Arabia, I would fully expect to live under their God's rules.
But you said earlier that you want this to be a Christian world.
Yes.
So you want to supplant their religion with your Christian.
Yes, by peaceful means, by sharing the gospel. But there's a lot of work yet to do. I believe that we are working our little corner of the vineyard.
Wilson's Little Corner, a picturesque campus nestled on the outskirts of downtown Moscow, Idaho, is growing by the day with thousands of like-minded Christians. Parishioners of his church, known as Kirkers, own and operate several businesses downtown next to liberal college town stores.
If it's true,
Why did he yell boo? Because it's
because of me.
because of you.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That's a regular day for you.
That's not unusual.
Well, I missed what happened there. I couldn't.
They just yelled.
He said he yelled something.
Yeah, what did he yell?
I don't know.
A big focus of his Christian movement is on a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands.
Women are the kind of people that people come out of.
So you just think they're meant to have babies. That's
Well,
it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply.
Yo, she is so annoying. Oh my
Yeah,
god. You see what she's doing.
Yeah.
So you just think that.
reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home.
Like, even look at
is
her face.
entrusted
I know.
with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue
No,
for you?
no, it's not automatically an issue.
Josh and Amy Prince, along with their 4 kids, moved here from Washington State.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
They
Yes,
just cut
and-
off. He was gonna elaborate.
Yeah, they don't want
They don't
that.
wanna do
They
that.
don't want to hear the answer. They just wanted her to get out that question.
But that's why these type of things, they're failing, right?
Yeah.
Because people want to hear
Yeah.
the actual story. They want to hear what you have to say, and you can't really do that here.
Yeah.
But even it's so. What was funny for me watching this is like, as they tried to do it, like they still couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Like it still comes through like what they're trying to say because they couldn't cut it that much. Short,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, there's nothing. They're trying to turn this into like some radical Christian nationalist,
Exactly.
and the dude just sounds like a normal.
And I
guy.
want you to look for something. It's a little later, but if you think you found it, like something that's like very ironic.
Okay.
A little later in this.
Okay.
No, in the sense that we're both saved by grace, we're absolutely on equal footing. But we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household. Yes, and I do submit to him.
So like moving here
I was just
was
gonna say that.
ultimately your decision.
Yes,
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors, Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter, agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's
So she just said women shouldn't be allowed
to
but
vote.
They're saying a household.
A household
right?
vote. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it look like the man is being so,
Yeah.
you know, like over.
Right.
Women. No, you can't do
Being
that.
oppressive.
Yes.
Patriarchally oppressive. Like
And
you
I,
can't
I
vote.
agree with a household. Like I think that makes more sense.
That
Like
does make more sense.
anybody shouldn't be voting out here.
But what if you're single? What if you don't have a household?
It's a household. If you're single, you have your own household.
What
right?
if you're a woman with a household?
Then you can vote. That's how I'm looking at it, right? Right or wrong? Like,
what if you are a 30-year-old man still living with your parents?
Well, then
you don't get a vote.
No, you need to vote within that household.
It's flawed. It's flawed.
No, I can see that.
How is it flawed?
I don't see that being flawed.
Because if you don't own property,
Yeah.
then that's how they used to do it.
Right.
That's
If you're on Section 8, you don't pay the HOA fees, right?
Yeah.
If you don't own property, you have a different incentive on voting. You're
Right.
going to vote. You're going to continue to vote the country into entitlement systems because you benefit from them.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you.
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say that they
Remember that whole campaign during this last election where they were
Yeah.
trying to tell
Yep.
women not to vote for what their husbands wanted?
Yep.
He doesn't need to know.
Yeah.
You remember that?
want the 19th Amendment repealed.
That's wild. And I support it on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
And Wilson, a veteran himself, is unapologetic about his view that women shouldn't be in certain leadership or combat roles.
Looking at the leadership page for Christ Church, it's all men. Do you accept women in leadership roles in the church and government?
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says not to.
Well, that's not what happens in the Bible. Women do lead all the time.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Yeah, like
Here we
you don't
go.
have to go all the way left.
Yeah.
To hear something a little different than what he's saying.
Right.
Because like again, I don't agree with everything this guy's saying.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny how they just go all the way left.
They go all the way to whatever. What's the denomination that the woman that
Progressive Christianity?
No, the woman that Lutheran. Remember the Lutheran?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, they're all far going, man.
Yeah.
Progressive faith leader Reverend Jennifer Butler is concerned about Wilson's growing influence.
He is rapidly gaining in power. He has hundreds of churches established around the country. They actually literally want to take over towns and cities, and they have access to this administration.
Wilson is part of a broader Christian nationalist movement making inroads with the Trump administration, with a newly created faith office led by evangelical pastor Paula White Kane, and people seen right outside.
Oh, a woman in leadership.
That's what I want. That's what I wanted
They
you to
didn't
catch.
mention that.
That's what I wanted you to catch. Like, did you catch it? Like, and they don't even.
They don't.
No,
They try to they try to like sweep that right quickly under the rug.
Nah, I don't think they caught it, bro.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I don't
They
think so.
tried to frame this whole thing about
Yeah, they
women
tried to
being
play-
beneath, but then they mention how it's led by a woman.
the White House.
Y'all
entrance,
ain't catch it.
praying
I'm
and
not
speaking
giving
in
it to them.
tongues.
We are standing on the soil of the White House, and we are declaring your word.
How precious.
And now there's a monthly prayer service at the Pentagon, initiated by Hegseth,
Oh, Lord,
Wilson's
what are we gonna
highest level
do?
connection to the administration.
It's not organizationally tied to us, but it's the kind of thing we love to see.
For his part, Hegseth has publicly praised Wilson.
Now we're standing on the shoulders of a generation later, the Doug Wilsons and the others.
And as Wilson grows closer to the mainstream, the critics are also getting louder, accusing him and other Christian nationalists of wanting to create the dystopian
Here we go
world.
with the Handmaid's Tales. You can show this to your wife. Make sure you show that to her. Yeah, here we go with the protesting Christian nationalism is going to turn into this.
From The Handmaid's Tale, something he insists has never been his goal for society.
I'm not a white nationalist. I'm not a fascist. I'm not a racist. I'm not a misogynist.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Very, very interesting.
But see, the people that watch CNN, they eat that up, and then they're like, "Oh no, these Christian white men, here they come!"
And like, he's not even saying anything like crazy.
No,
Yeah.
he didn't say anything crazy.
They say normal. I was just listening, like, oh wow, that's
Yeah.
good, you know.
Yeah.
But why don't they go to these Muslim places where they're taking over?
They won't interview them.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's just
Literally
amazing.
trying to buy uptown.
Yes.
Yeah. And trying to implement Sharia law.
Yes, and implement Sharia law.
But they won't interview them about that. They stay far away from that topic.
She literally said, "What if I'm a Muslim?" Do you understand what you're saying
Yeah,
right now? Like, do you get what you're saying?
And I wanted him to be like, "Would you be asking a Muslim this question if
Yeah.
if it was a Muslim here?"
Listen.
All right, so let's show this next video. I guess this goes along with it. It's about the young woman talking about should women be allowed to vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just something connects.
I've heard this argument made
Amendment was put in place, if women weren't participating in that election, every
Every-
election was conservative. We can say that women should have the right to vote, but then like this is what the data says.
Right.
So I'm not saying either way is right because we're not going to repeal the 19th. At the end of the day, again, women think with their emotions more. The thing that people don't realize is that it wasn't just women who couldn't vote before the 19th Amendment was put in place. If you didn't own land, if you didn't pay taxes and contribute to society, you couldn't participate in the election. You couldn't participate in society. You couldn't participate in the decisions that were being made for your country. And that's like the logical thing to do. One of my favorite quotes is from Thomas Jefferson: the best defense against tyranny is a well-informed society. And the reason we're here is obviously because we've created a society, I believe, of weak men and emotional women. I mean, 76% of women voted for the Democratic Party in 2020. 58% of men voted for the Republican Party. Why? Because women tend to base their decisions off of emotions. We've got to be more logical about our decisions. Like the Democratic Party.
Yeah, like the fact that you can see a country, like on the man side, it's pretty much split. And it usually is like 50-50. But women overwhelmingly vote one direction. It shows you that it's emotional.
Yeah.
Clearly does not care about women's rights. They clearly do not care about protecting women and the next generation. Every single election since the 19th Amendment was put in place, if women
That's
weren't
it.
participating in that election,
I didn't hear the
every
beginning.
election was conservative. We can say
She said, what was the first thing she said? I was trying to hear it because I didn't hear it the first time.
Every
around.
election.
These Instagram videos. I hate them. Look, see, I can't
that
get
was
it.
put in place. If women weren't participating in that election, every
Every-
election was conservative. We can
Why is it so choppy? What's going on with this editing? So she's saying if women didn't participate in those elections, every one of those elections would have been conservative.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a known fact that if women didn't vote, no state would be Democrat. Like,
Yeah, well, they're voting for the women's health side. of
women's
Healthcare.
ability to have abortions is what you mean.
Yes.
And I think it's like more malicious.
I was being facetious.
Like if you think about evil, like okay, you're trying to manipulate people. So you give women the power to vote, right?
Mhm.
So that now you can control them or attempt to control them. Of course, it's not going to be all women.
Yeah.
But you're attempting to control them so that or manipulate
You can
them. I see.
manipulate them to get the outcomes that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that goes for the ignorant also.
Yeah,
Because
and the illegal immigrants, anybody that
Yeah.
you can promise a bunch of things to, and
promise
they
a bunch of things or put propaganda out there that the ignorant won't test, they'll just run with it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like and people who are not disciplined are very emotional
Mhm.
too. Like like I see it all the time. Kids who when they're not disciplined, they're throwing themselves on the floor, right?
Yeah.
So that doesn't change when you grow up. You just lash out in a different way. You fight people, right?
Mhm.
You
shoot people.
You shoot people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that turns into, and you have the power to vote.
Yeah.
What's that going to turn into?
Right.
You're going to be very irresponsible with your vote.
Do you think it's fair for some? I feel like anyone who is on government programs, government assistance, you shouldn't be able to vote.
I mean, I don't think so.
Like if you're that dependent on other taxpayer dollars, I think you shouldn't have a say in the movement of the country.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Unless
because
I think you make a
you're
good
not,
point,
You're,
but,
you're not
but you
invested.
know how the other side's gonna.
Well, because that's an emotional reaction. If you're not if you are an investor or shareholder in a company, you have a little bit of a right to say on what that company does. But if you're just a consumer, you have no say. Like you have a little bit of a say because
do
they
have
have
a
to
say.
they have to appease you in a certain way.
I know what you're saying. You kind of have a say, but it's more about like the customer's always right. But it's just okay.
That's
so
because we want your business.
Well, that's I was
Yeah.
getting to, but that's in us manipulating you,
Right.
Type thing, right?
Right.
Manipulating you to feel good, to feel
Mhm.
happy, to feel like you connect to the product or
Mhm.
to what's going on. That's different, right? But when you buy stuff, is it actually healthy? Does it actually work?
Right.
Like all these things, only people who are responsible in other ways can actually deal with these issues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
You're not going to be able to see. So even that, like, only the people who actually know can hold you accountable. People
Right.
who don't know, and you're just telling them, yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's this. They're just going to buy it because you're telling them and you made them feel good. You know?
Yeah, I agree. What?
I just think like I agree, but you know that they'll say that this is radical, just like how Vivek was saying that you should earn the right to vote. You shouldn't just mindlessly. If you don't know the stuff that an immigrant has to learn.
Yeah.
To pass this test to become a naturalized.
He was saying like a civics test or something. Yeah. Or like
take a service to the community.
Yeah.
Some type of service.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. That shows that you care and
What
you value your vote.
But what does that do? That makes you invested now in the furtherment of the country. It doesn't make you just
a passive
or even worse, like a parasitic type of relationship where it's like, well, whatever the country's gonna give me, that's all I care about.
Doesn't that make it more social? It's socialist.
Yeah.
Isn't it like
Absolutely.
Isn't it like what we've been talking? Like a spoiled child, or the Section 8 thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's honor, there's pride, good pride in your community, but if you're just given something, just like the right to vote, you're not valuing that.
Yeah,
it's just something.
Look at those beautiful parks they build in the hood all the time. What happens to them?
There's needles and there's all
they get destroyed. They get run down.
Yeah,
because it's like there's no pride in it. There's no anybody. We all know this from like when you finally own a home, like you realize how much it takes to keep that home. And like
to keep it up.
Yeah. So then you start.
There's always stuff breaking down, this, that.
Right. Stuff that needs to be fixed, patched up.
Especially
stuff that you.
When you're a woman and lives alone, elderly.
You don't live alone now.
No, I'm talking about before.
You got lots of help.
That's kind of
you got lots of help in that house.
That's kind of living alone. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just saying, a woman that lives alone, that's elderly and everything, that's a lot. When you have a home and you don't think about it when you buy it, then you're like, oh my gosh, I got to fix this. I got to fix that,
Yeah, and that's something that, but what the point I was making was that it gives you a different perspective on what the ownership means and like how you value it and how you honor it and appreciate it. When someone gives you something that like, oh, if this goes to crap, I just get another one. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I was watching something about like shoes and how like people would just buy one pair of shoes and then they would just, a really good pair of shoes, and then they would just get them repaired, and it would cost a lot to get repaired, but then it would last them a while.
Right.
So now
that was the cobbler. Remember how that was a huge profession.
Yeah.
Or shoe shiners, right?
Yeah.
Because you would want to keep your shoes looking nice.
Right.
You get them repaired. Yeah. Now
it's just throwaway.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Bro, that just reminds me of a story, man. When a few years ago when we were in South Africa, I had an old pair of Chucks that I had. I just used it for working out, but they were old, and I had tried to wash it, and I put bleach in it by accident, so it was like bleachy.
They were black Chucks.
They were black Chucks, but they were
bleach.
Yeah, I don't know how bleach got into it, but it. I know. I put bleach into the solution, and I had clean white shoes, and then I used that to clean the Chucks also.
Okay.
That's what happened. But anyways, we were in South Africa doing the tour, right? And the lady, we stayed in the hotel a few days, and it was the same lady that came and cleaned. I was like, I don't want to wear these anyway. They're messed up Chucks.
Yeah.
Old. So
Right.
I just threw them in the trash. And she had seen me going out, and then she caught me. She was like, sir, I saw that you threw away your shoes. Can I have them? she asked me. She didn't. It was already in the trash.
Yeah.
And she asked me to take these old pair of shoes, and it just made me feel a certain way.
Wow.
Like just the feeling of me not valuing this thing that it still worked. It still did what it's supposed to do, but it didn't look the
because
way.
it wasn't cosmetically.
Yeah.
Right.
And it just hit me. I felt like the Holy Spirit just hit me, man. It just, in the moment I was like, man, you're not appreciative of, the small things that we overlook.
Yeah.
What we have, She's like, man, those are good shoes, because they were good shoes. There was nothing wrong with them. They just didn't look the way that, I wanted them to look.
Right.
But to her was a treasure. To you it was junk.
Yeah. But she was a nice lady, man. I like when we left. I gave her, a nice little tip for cleaning the room, and she was very appreciative of that. But that just opened my eyes of, just America and everything.
Yeah, man. That whole trip, man. Remember playing soccer? The kids playing soccer with that beat up ball and no goals and no shoes. A lot of them
happy,
like having a great time. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely different now. Like people used to have one pair of shoes, value those shoes, take care of them, because it wasn't easy to get. And now we've been so inundated, like Amazon. We have Amazon now.
Yeah.
You can get something delivered to you the next day, overnight, whatever, and it's just like once you have all of that at your disposal, you don't value things anymore.
Yeah.
Let's play. You gave me one more video. I'm going to play before we get out of here. It says, this experiment should have been illegal. Okay. I think I saw. I
Crazy experiment exposed the biggest scam in mental health. You see, back in the 70s, Stanford University wanted to see if psychiatric hospitals could actually tell the difference
I've
between
heard this story
insane people and insane people. So they sent 8 perfectly healthy people to insane asylums. They told them to act like you have the symptoms, but once you get there, behave completely normally. But because they were in an asylum, the staff started looking at their perfectly normal behavior and diagnosing it as abnormal. None of the people part of the experiment got recognized by the staff as sane. Matter of fact, they were all diagnosed with serious mental health conditions like schizophrenia. And so the researchers published their study saying that it's extremely dangerous to diagnose people like this. One of the hospitals wasn't going for it, and they said if they tried it again, they would easily be able to spot the fakers. And so after some time passed, the mental asylums was like, yo, we got you. We figured them out. We found 41 fakers. And that's when the researchers hit them with a truth bomb. They had not sent anybody back. So now here's the question you gotta ask yourself. If a group of so-called experts could be so wrong, imagine what people in your life have told you about you that you believe is true. Imagine if you had been misdiagnosed your whole life. So this
Yeah, I've heard about that study before. I think that was one of the main reasons why they started closing down a lot of those places, because they realized how poorly they were run, how like so many people were misdiagnosed, people that were telling them that I don't belong here, they don't listen, and
of course they're gonna say that.
Yeah.
Like, I just saw something not too long ago that happened I think it was in Florida, where they set this girl up to, and I don't even know who set them up because I just saw it. It was like a news story.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, they set her up to be brought into custody, saying that she was insane.
Okay.
And they drew her to wherever she was, because she was like, I think she had a cleaning business or something.
Okay.
And there was a client, but then the guy who was there was saying he was her doctor, like psych doctor, but he wasn't her doctor. And there was like this whole elaborate thing, but it turned out to be like they were trying to set her up. But I don't know the whole thing that happened. But how many times could something like this happen?
That happens a lot. I've seen like documentaries about a lot of people who end up in these like conservatorships or things like that because people want access to their bank accounts. And once they get diagnosed by a quote unquote expert, like judges, everybody just starts falling in line.
Yeah. But this guy lied and said that she came and saw him and it didn't happen.
Right.
Like, just crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy how that can go down like that.
Didn't something like that happen to Kanye in the beginning?
A little different.
Yeah, a little bit different. Kanye was drugged. So they say that after he started going on those rants about the music industry, about, you know, Trump and all this stuff, that his trainer, who became the celebrity trainer, even though he never was a physical trainer before, he actually worked with the CIA.
Yeah.
He is the one that had Kanye committed to the mental facility, and then they put him on a bunch of drugs. And his claim is that after that, he is when they diagnosed him with bipolar because they put him on lithium. So, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, there could be truth to that.
He was involved in Michael Jackson.
He was. All right, guys, let's wrap it up there. We appreciate everybody for tuning in this evening. Sorry we got started a little bit late. We're going to try to get on time for next week, but we appreciate everybody. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Again, share this video before we get out of here. Don't forget, if you want to support, you want to go to our Patreon, become a member. Sign up over there, support what we do, help us grow this community of the Young Lions. The link is in the description. And also, don't forget about the show. If you're in the Philly area, Philly, Jersey area, November 1st, City Winery. We're going to be performing live over there. So you can come to one of our shows and check out all the music and everything that we got going on. But other than that, man, we appreciate everybody. We love you. God bless you. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Young lion, go live, yeah. Young lion, you rich, yeah. This kingdom has room, yeah. Go and fight people.